The opposition side have brought up 4 main issues. First, you want win-win or win-lose. Second, that life is extremely sacred. Third, what actually is the government's role? And fourth, something about the tribute's feelings. So they kept saying over and over again that we should continue the status quo. We need peace talks. We don't want any war. Yet they also said that they said that life is sacred. But by not doing under our paradigm, only a few people die. But under their paradigm, we're actually still making them go to war because peace talks don't work. If they work, then why do we have war today? Why is it still going on? And they kept saying that life is sacred, but by doing war, you're sending millions of soldiers out to die. Why do you need to do that when you could just send like 1-2 people to fight to a death? Which moves on to the next issue. They kept having a problem with the tribute's feelings. They said that, oh, these people don't really want to fight because they don't have an interest. They said that they don't really, the tribute, they don't really want to because they got voted in. We already said, in the Prime Minister's speech, she already said that 1, it's going to be voted in by people, and 2, the tribute is going to consent to it. If this tribute knows that you need to fight for your country, your country needs this freedom, you need to stop this dispute at any cost. So of course they're going to consent to it. They need it to do it. They know it themselves.
Yes. Because society thinks that they need to do it and it's a heroic action, that is why they're going to consent to it and not because of their real feelings.
Even if it's not their real feelings, it's going to turn into their real feelings. Like, if you're just going to, it's not like a person who just go out to fight because they were told to. No, we consent to that. They know that they have to do it, and that's exactly why they're going to do it. They know it. They know that this is their responsibility. Moving on to the next issue, the government's role. They said that the government is running away from the problem, or the government is using the civilians as bait. The government is doing its role under our paradigm because they're not just lazing around in their rooms doing nothing. No, they're choosing a certain person to finish the entire dispute, to finish the war, to make sure that only like less than 1 million people die. Instead of sending out 1 million soldiers, why not just have 1 person die? And they also have a problem with win-lose and win-win. They said that just by doing this peace talk thing, you're going to have a win-win. No, you're not going to have win-win. They already said themselves that there's going to be tension there. There's going to be tension. So just by having negotiations, it's not going to end the war or a dispute or anything. If it does work, then all the wars in this world would have not existed anymore. And we do believe that win-lose is sometimes better, because instead of having something that's disputable, like people say, oh my god, these people should have won, oh my god, these people lost, but they're actually supposed to win. No, by having a death match, 1 person will die. You can't say, oh, that person isn't supposed to die, that person's supposed to win. No, because by a win-lose situation, you know who exactly is going to end. Sit down. And in the first part of the LO speech, they kept saying that, what kind of disputes? Of course we're talking about the big disputes on a big scale. They said to themselves that why send to war? We're not sending anyone to war, we're just sending like 2 individuals to fight each other. So then, not many people die, just 2 people, or 1, or something. So then, people live. They said it over and over again that life is sacred, life is sacred. Yes, we understand that life is sacred. That's the whole reason why we're doing this. We're saving millions of people's lives and just getting rid of 1. And for a good reason. We're not getting rid of it. That person's going to die a noble death, protecting the country. And who knows, that person might even live. Your country might even win. So why not try? Another thing, they kept saying that, oh, these children, they have rights. These children, we're not going to send children, for heaven's sake. We already said that this is kind of like democratic. People are going to vote. Vote. If people are going to vote, that means they're going to choose the person who is most suitable, the person who is best suited for this, someone who can fight, someone who has interest to saving the country to begin with.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, now, if we can have peace talks and if peace talks work, why not result in it and nobody dies?
We are going to have peace talks. We didn't say anything about stopping them altogether. We're just saying that instead of just doing something like peace negotiations that's been going on for years and years, but it's not working, why don't we do something straight away? If there's a problem, there's a solution. And peace negotiations might be a solution, but it takes a lot of time. And even during peace negotiations, people go to war. So that means people die. we're going to end this under our paradigm by sending only 2 people. 2 people that one of them dies, then it's a win-lose. So then we know it's fair, it's a fair ending, and that we have a completely good reason why we're ending this. Also, they said that somehow the people will hate the government because they're using civilians. You're already using civilians as soldiers in war, and they consented to it just like these tributes. They're consenting to it to fight for the government. And the government does do something. We already said that the government is choosing people who to go to war to. People who are actually suitable for doing this. People who have an interest, a feeling of interest. Tributes who were voted for by society, which is fair and is legitimate, unlike war. Because it's not equal. We have already said that war is not legitimate. Because if you have more money, then you win. Yeah. But for a death match, you just fight to the death. That's it. You just fight to death. Because it's called a death match. It's a match with death in it. So you just keep fighting. And just because you have money doesn't mean that you'll win. Because if you have war, you have loads of people and stuff. But this is just few individuals that may not even die. Okay, one of them has to die anyways, because someone has to win it. And by doing this, we're saving more lives, which is what they want, what the opposition wants. And under our paradigm, this is more suitable. And now I'm going to summarize what I've said today. So first, the government is doing its role. Second, the people, the tributes actually consented to it to begin with. They're kind of like soldiers, except they're individuals. And we're saving more lives, and that's exactly why we win. I beg to propose.